Young and the Restless. 5 plot predictions for Theo in new YNR episodes. With Young and the Restless back to work soon, Theo Vanderway, Tyler Johnson, should be in the mix. His last plot point on the CBS soap before hiatus was his firing from Jabot and considering what to do now. So, what's next for Theo when new episodes resume? Here are 5 things we'd like to see. Lola comes back to Genoa City and they fall in love on YNR. Young and the Restless fans also wonder if Lola Rosales, Sasha Calle, would return once filming resumes. There was an ugly rumor circulating that CBS wrote both Theo and Lola off the show. However, it was outed as a lie, as Tyler Johnson revealed. So, we're assuming Lola returns. When she does, on Young and the Restless, then maybe Theo Vanderway settles down with her. Before, Lola heated things between them in her kitchen. But Theo took a step back because he wanted to wait until the time was right. So, once they film new episodes, perhaps it happens. #3 He's there for Dina Murgeron's last sad days on Young and the Restless. Another Abbott-adjacent storyline on YNR is Dina Murgeron's, Marla Adams, decline. With older actors encouraged to delay their return, they could simply write Dina's death off-screen. But, that would be a wasteful end to an incredibly moving plot. So let's hope they pause the storyline instead. Then, Young and the Restless can have the Abbotts and Theo Vanderway discuss Dina, while she's unseen. Later, when Marla returns to the CBS soap, they can write a moving ending to her tragic Alzheimer's storyline. When they do, let's hope Theo is there for his grandma. Kyle lets go his grudge and they bond as family. Given how much Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, enjoyed firing Theo Vanderway, that rivalry could go nuclear on Young and the Restless. So, they could pit Theo versus Kyle and keep it as a long-running feud. That would be a very Jack Victor-style storyline. Then again, Young and the Restless could go the other way and have Kyle bury the hatchet with Theo Vanderway. Then, they can be frenemies rather than outright rivals, as Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, is with Billy on their worst days. That might be more interesting. Thola Baby and Skyle Baby at same time, Young and the Restless. Another question from fans of YNR is when Kyle will marry Summer Newman, Hunter King. If Theo Vanderway's relationship with Lola keeps pace with Kyle and Summer, they can have parallel storylines. They could marry around the same time for some bride versus bride action. And if Young and the Restless wrote a baby story for Skyle, they could also write one for Thola. Given that Theo lost his mom and dad, he might love to start a family sooner rather than later. There's a lot of potential with Theo Vanderway, so fingers crossed they don't waste it. Theo Vanderway goes to work for Billy on Young and the Restless. With Theo Vanderway jobless, he overheard Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, talking nearby on one of the last YNR episodes. The shutdown left that plot hanging. So, will Theo approach Billy about a job at Chancellor Media in new episodes? That would be a perfect place for him on Young and the Restless. After all, Billy knows all about being the bad boy and having to fight his way back. So, perhaps Billy bonds with Theo Vanderway and serves as his mentor. That would help both Theo and Billy. Shocking news on The Young and the Restless. 5 plot predictions for Theo's explosive return to Genoa City. Genoa City is a town built on secrets, rivalries, and jaw-dropping returns, and the air is thick with anticipation as rumors swirl about the potential comeback of one of the show's most polarizing figures, Theo Vanderway. For those who need a refresher, Theo, last played by Tyler Johnson, was the Abbott family's unexpected retcon relative, Dina Murgeron's grandson via an unacknowledged son. His initial run was a whirlwind of social media savvy, clashing bitterly with his cousin Kyle Abbott, a brief romance with Lola Rosales, and ultimately, an exile from the Abbott family inner circle after a legal battle over Dina's estate. He left town with a heavy chip on his shoulder, promising a return that would undoubtedly shake the foundations of Genoa City. Now, years later, with Kyle's life constantly in flux, the ongoing drama with Claire and Audra, and Jabot constantly under fire, the timing is absolutely perfect for the prodigal not-so-Abbott to make his move. This isn't just a simple return, it's a guaranteed nuclear event. We've compiled the most explosive high-engagement plot predictions for what Theo's return could look like in the new YNR episodes. Get ready, because these 5 theories will leave you on the edge of your seat. Prediction 1. The billion-dollar vendetta, a Jabot takeover scheme. When Theo left Genoa City, he didn't just walk away. He was essentially pushed out of the Abbott family business, Jabot, by Kyle. That kind of humiliation doesn't just fade away, it ferments into a dangerous, calculated vendetta. The shocking plot. Theo returns not as a struggling social media influencer, but as the head of a massive, shadowy international holding company. He has spent his time away amassing colossal wealth and influence, specifically targeting one asset, Jabot Cosmetics. He aligns himself with one of the Abbott's traditional rivals. Victor Newman is the easy pick, but imagine him partnering with the elusive Kane Ashby, a known corporate wrecker, or even a resentful Audra Charles looking for a new partner in crime. His plan is to orchestrate a hostile takeover, dismantling everything Jack Abbott and Kyle hold dear, proving once and for all that he is the true business mastermind of the family. The real kicker. He could use the very assets he gained from Dina's will to fund his attack, turning the family's legacy against them. High engagement element. Kyle's reaction would be pure, unadulterated rage, setting up a thrilling corporate war that echoes the classic Jack versus Victor battles, but with a younger, more ruthless edge. Prediction 2. The mother of all secrets, Theo and Claire's hidden history. The younger generation of Genoa City is currently entangled in a messy web of romance and manipulation, especially with the arrival of the complex and troubled Claire Grace Newman and the recent introduction of the shady LA bad boy Holden. Theo's return could be the final straw that breaks this tangled relationship. The shocking plot. Theo is revealed to have a deep, hidden connection to Claire Grace Newman. Perhaps they met during his time away in New York or Europe. This isn't just a fling, it's a shared secret that could completely unravel Claire's recent attempts at redemption. Maybe Theo knows about a darker layer to her past that even her mother, Victoria, is unaware of. Or, more dramatically, he could have been the one who connected Claire to the mysterious woman who was manipulating her, making him an unknowing, or knowing, accomplice in her past crimes. His appearance in Genoa City is purely to rekindle that connection, pulling Claire away from Kyle and back toward a life of chaos, proving Kyle never truly knew his fiancée. High engagement element. This would instantly pit Theo against both Kyle and the powerful Newman family, who are desperate to protect Claire, skyrocketing the stakes and providing endless drama for the younger set. Prediction 3. The DNA deception. Theo is a true Newman. The biggest controversy surrounding Theo's first run was his retcon status as a distant abbot. But what if the writers pull the ultimate switcheroo that ties him into the town's other core dynasty? The shocking plot. A shocking medical emergency. Perhaps Theo is injured in a mysterious accident and needs a transfusion, or a long-lost journal from Dina surfaces, reveals a mind-blowing truth. Theo Vanderway is not an abbot at all, but a Newman. The paternity test that linked him to Dina was either intentionally manipulated by a long-gone character, like Ashley or a long-term Victor foe, or was simply wrong due to a rare genetic anomaly. The true father. The obvious choice is Victor, who is always prone to surprising fatherhood, which would make Theo Adam, Nick, and Victoria's brother. However, a more scandalous reveal would be if he were the true son of Tucker McCall, thus tying him to Devon and the powerful Chancellor Winter's empire, giving him even more reason to fight for power. High engagement element. This revelation would throw the Newman family into utter chaos, force Victor to acknowledge another child, and instantly give Theo a direct claim to the Newman/McCall fortune, escalating his power and his rivalry with Kyle to an astronomical level. Prediction 4. The love quadrangle disaster. Theo's eye on Sharon and Audra. Theo always had a knack for charming the women of Genoa City, and his return will undoubtedly involve a complex love interest, or two. He needs a power player, and there are two key women who fit the bill: Sharon Newman and Audra Charles. The shocking plot. Theo returns to find that the once troubled Audra Charles is desperately trying to solidify her position in Genoa City, currently flirting with a romance with Nate and dealing with the return of Holden. Theo and Audra, two beautiful, ruthless manipulators, would be an instant, combustible match. They could form a power couple, aligning their corporate goals, Prediction 1, with their scandalous romantic desires. However, the ultimate soapy twist would be Theo's unexpected connection to Sharon Newman, or perhaps even Phyllis Summers. Imagine a mature, established businesswoman like Sharon finding herself drawn to Theo's edgy, bad boy charm and sophisticated new demeanor, seeking a thrill she hasn't had since her days with the original Bad Boys. The resulting chaos would pit him against Nick and even Kyle if he goes after Summer again. A Theo/Audra alliance would be pure villainy gold, but a secret, steamy romance between Theo and Sharon would instantly break up the peace in Genoa City and make every viewer tune in. Prediction 5. The Lola reunion and a baby bombshell. While corporate and family drama is the core of Y&R, a shocking personal plot can be the most engaging. Theo's last significant romance was with Lola Rosales, before she left town. The shocking plot. Lola Rosales makes a shocking return to Genoa City, and she's not alone. She has a child, and the father is revealed to be Theo Vanderway. When Theo was ousted from the Abbott family, Lola's brief fling with him resulted in a secret pregnancy. She left town to protect herself and her baby from the volatile atmosphere, never telling Theo the truth. Now she returns, perhaps in need of a crucial medical favor for the child, or maybe simply to give her son or daughter a connection to their wealthy, powerful father. This forces Theo to confront the one thing he never had, a stable family. This new responsibility could either soften his ruthless edges or be exploited by his enemies, hello Kyle, to gain leverage. High engagement element. A surprise baby bombshell is classic soap opera gold. It would completely change Theo's motivations, force a new dynamic with the Abbotts, and could reignite a passionate, messy Thola romance, providing a fresh, yet complicated, love story for the new generation. The potential return of Theo Vanderway is exactly the kind of high-stakes, shocking news that Genoa City thrives on. Whether he's a corporate kingpin, a secret Newman, or a new father, one thing is certain: Theo's comeback will be the most explosive event of the new YNR season. Get ready to watch the drama unfold. Filming update, crew on set, cast COVID tests. Young and the Restless fans are ready to see what happens in new episodes, and we've got some updates on when they're back, and when YNR is on the air with fresh content again. See the latest as CBS keeps gearing up to get its soaps back on the air. Young and the Restless update, crew back on set, cast returns next week to film. YNR is back on track after hitting a roadblock on resuming filming. Initially, the CBS Sudzer hoped to shoot this week. Then, COVID cases spiked in California, so they slowed their roll. Now though, with safety measures in place, things are popping at the soundstage where they film. Plus, Young and the Restless crew is back on set, as our behind-the-scenes source told us. So, that's one more sign that they'll hit the benchmark of filming next week. As of now, it's a July 13th start for YNR. We saw a pic from the source who's confirmed they're back to work behind the scenes. That makes Young and the Restless the second of 4 soaps to film again. Bolt's been back to work, off and on, since mid-June. Meanwhile, General Hospital wants to jump back in later this month. As for Days of Our Lives, they plan an early fall start, tentatively on September 1st. When will YNR classic episodes end, and are they a problem? Young and the Restless filming new episodes doesn't mean they'll instantly be back on the air. Meanwhile, CBS airing classic episodes is a double-edged sword. While it preserves the time slot, the downside is it reminds viewers of the heyday of the soap. Many viewers see the classic Young and the Restless episodes as stark reminders of how great the soap once was. So, after all these vivid reminders, the writers should feel the heat is on to do better in new YNR episodes. However, we've heard some disturbing trends from behind the scenes at Young and the Restless. One is that they're breaking up every couple aside from Nikki and Victor. That sounds chaotic and like they're throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks. What scenes are first in new Young and the Restless episodes? When YNR is back next week, we expect to see Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, with Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, in new scenes. Plus, look for Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, with Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. And Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, is back with a new guy. So, Young and the Restless has big plans. However, if they go crazy, it might be overkill. We'll have to wait and see if they make things better, or just messier with so many plot shifts happening at once. Nonetheless, they've written the scripts, and they're ready to shoot. Young and the Restless could have new episodes on the air by late August if they hit the mark and tape next week. However, it might be September before we see fresh YNRs on our TV and DVRs. We'll update you here as more info breaks loose. Shock and chaos on set. A criminal investigation hits Genoa City. Is a fan favorite behind bars? The Young and the Restless filming update. The velvet curtains of Genoa City are being ripped apart, and the drama isn't just on screen. In a staggering turn of events that has sent shockwaves from the CBS studio lot to every living room in America, The Young and the Restless is filming its darkest, most suspenseful arc in years. With the cast and crew pushing boundaries to deliver television gold, we have the exclusive high-engagement update on the filming chaos, the incredible pressure on the stars, and the shocking news surrounding the Newman family tragedy that has brought a criminal detective to the forefront. Crew on set. The intense atmosphere of grief and suspicion. Forget the usual chatter around the Crimson Lights coffee pot. The atmosphere on the YNR set is reportedly crackling with a tense, near-silent intensity. Sources close to the production confirm that the entire crew is mobilized, shooting crucial scenes that pivot on suspicion, grief, and a devastating revelation. Noah Newman's recent car crash may not have been an accident. The production schedule is said to be grueling, with directors and writers working overtime to capture the raw, emotional fallout of this criminal plot twist. Veteran stars Sharon Newman, and Joshua Morrow, Nick Newman, are delivering performances for the ages, forcing the entire crew to maintain a respectful, almost reverent quiet. The camera operators, lighting technicians, and sound engineers are working under immense pressure, knowing they are capturing a storyline that will define the show's 53rd season. One insider shared, "It's like walking on glass." The scenes involving Sharon and Nick at the hospital, reliving the ghosts of Cassie's death. It's heavy. You can feel the weight of it in the studio. Every actor is at the top of their game, and the crew is just trying to keep up with the incredible energy. Shocking news. Foul play suspected in Newman tragedy. 4 weeks, Genoa City mourned what was believed to be a tragic car accident involving a beloved Newman. But the truth, always a rare commodity on YNR, has finally been unearthed. Nick and Sharon have received a devastating update. Detective Burrow, a character introduced to handle the investigation, has confirmed that the evidence points toward foul play. Noah's crash was deliberately caused, turning a family tragedy into a full-blown murder investigation. The question now echoes across the set and the fanbase. Who is desperate enough to target Noah Newman? The spoiler reels are exploding with theories, and the recent episode shows Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, taking matters into her own hands, presumably to protect her family from the threat lurking in Genoa City's shadows. This shocking news doesn't just impact Sharon and Nick, it ties directly into the corporate chaos swirling around the return of the seemingly reformed Cain Ashby, whose secret alias, Aristotle Dumas, has been wreaking havoc on Newman Enterprises and Chancellor Winters. Is Cain, or rather, Dumas, responsible for the attack on Noah as a ruthless play to destabilize the Newman Empire? Or is this the work of an even darker figure, a new villain with a vendetta against the entire family? The Cain/Dumas threat. Victor and Jack unite. The sheer audacity of the Cain Ashby/Aristotle Dumas threat has created an alliance that fans thought they'd never see again. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. The search results confirm that the two patriarchs will be forced to set aside their decades-long hatred to fight off the wrecking ball that is Cain's corporate maneuverings. The actors themselves are reportedly relishing this rare opportunity to play opposite each other as uneasy allies. The scenes are intense, filled with simmering tension and mutual distrust, even as they attempt to plot a joint strategy. Meanwhile, Cain's personal life is a complete mess, creating a jaw-dropping love triangle that's being shot with electric energy. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, is attracted to the wealthy, powerful Dumas persona, while Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, is desperately fighting to save the true Cain she once loved. The question hanging over the set is whether Cain can shed the power of Dumas before he loses the heart and soul of Lily forever. This conflict is what makes soap opera drama irresistible, and the filming of these confrontations is being hailed as some of the best work this fall. From trauma to betrayal, Mariah, Tessa, and Daniel. In a parallel storyline that's tearing apart a fan-favorite couple, Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, is wrestling with a newly revealed trauma so devastating that she's pushing away her wife, Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks. The guilt of her actions, the nature of which is still shrouded in devastating secrecy, has created a wall between the two. Now, filming is underway on scenes featuring a heartbreaking twist. Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziade, a good friend to both, is reportedly finding himself falling for Tessa as he offers her comfort and support. This is the classic, gut-wrenching YNR betrayal fans live for, and the stars are delivering every tear-filled, conflicted glance with powerful authenticity. Production realities. The shift beyond cast COVID tests. For 2 years, the biggest, shocking news from the set of The Young and the Restless revolved around mandatory cast COVID tests, stringent filming protocols, and the constant fear of production shutdowns. The crew and cast faced unprecedented challenges, working through plexiglass shields, minimal contact, and constant testing to keep Genoa City on the air. Today, while professionalism and health precautions are still paramount, as they should be in any modern workplace, the focus has shifted dramatically. The daily, high-stress cycle of COVID testing is no longer the news. The news is the drama being created. The crew is now focused on lighting a suspected murder scene, staging tense corporate standoffs, and coordinating the triumphant returns of fan favorites like Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, Nina, Trisha Cast, and Gina, Patty Weaver, for the festive and likely chaotic wedding of Christine and Danny. The biggest hurdles the cast and crew face in late 2025 are not medical, but emotional. Enduring the long hours, the intense emotional toll of dark storylines like Noah's tragic accident, and the pressure of keeping the #1 daytime drama at the peak of its form. The consensus from inside the studio is clear. The Young and the Restless is back in full, explosive form, delivering one of the most suspenseful and emotionally charged fall seasons in recent memory. Get ready, Genoa City faithful. The ride is just beginning.